Tell us a bit about childhood life. How did you come to being who you are today?
So, Bangalore girl, born and brought up here. Although my mom is from Kerala, dad is from Chikmagalur, which is a coffee plantation place, North Karnataka. Did my schooling here, went to the US, University of Virginia. I was given one option to go to UVA because my sister went there. So they were like, this is where you're going. So applied to one college, did economics there because I feel like you do economics when you don't know what else you want to do in life. So economics is the major for the undecided. Yeah, it's got some math, it's got some analytical skills or whatever. So I did economics, and while I was doing my undergrad, I did a bunch of internships. So PwC in Bangalore and M&A. I did Leela Palace, Bangalore. I did some advertising agency. I was just exploring, like, what do I want to do in life and what am I passionate about and all that. And then got a job out of college with Ernst & Young, so in the risk advisory business. So spent about 3.5 years there in the New York office, DC office, North Carolina office. And while I was doing that, I worked on, as a consultant, you work on different projects. And I worked on this really cool leverage buyout. Apollo was buying out Harrah's Entertainment, which was like a huge casino group. And loved the whole space while I was working on that deal. So I said, okay, let me explore hospitality a little more. I took some evening classes at NYU's Continuing School of Education and Hospitality. Loved it. Decided to apply to Cornell for my master's in hospitality. Did that. And at that time when I graduated, it was 2009. I also did a study abroad in Singapore because I think Asian hospitality is something very different from Western hospitality. So 2009, I think there was a financial crisis happening. I think hospitality everywhere was doing not well, except maybe India, China, and Africa. And 2009 was the year that we were also setting up our first hotel. And it was very coincidental. My dad didn't say go do hospitality, or it just so organically happened. Because I think as a family, we always discussed buildings. You go to a hotel, you discuss the building. You go to on our travels, etc. So I just used to think about hotels all the time. So I came back in 2009 to set up the hospitality practice. And I did that for a few years. Just took one portion of the business. First it was marketing, then it was legal and contracts, then it was data analytics. So organically just grew my skill set in hospitality for about 5-6 years. Then had my first child, so took maternity leave for 6 months or so, or maybe 4 months. And during that time, I was like, okay, how do I reinvent myself? Because I delegated all my responsibilities. And then I came up with this concept. That time, housing.com was at some $300 million valuation. I think a lot of e-commerce companies were having these crazy valuations, and brick and mortar businesses like ours were with tangible assets and profit making had lower valuations. So I realized at that point of time, we need a play in tech because tech is going to help you grow exponentially. So that's when I set up Brigade REAP. It was Asia's first real estate accelerator program.
What year was this?
2016. So I joined the business in 2009. So 2016, I decided to, and at that time, I actually wanted to start my own co-working brand because I was like, how do I reinvent myself? And I thought I'll do this one startup of co-working or using spaces more efficiently, just finding little nooks and corners that are not used efficiently and then create a business out of it. And then you realize, the startup world is a very difficult world. So I said, why work with one startup when I can work with 100? So the concept of REAP was invest or mentor, have equity in 100 tech startups that the real estate industry can use. So fast forward 7 years, we're about at 70, 75 companies. So we should get to 100 number in a couple of years. And then one of our CEOs in the office and retail vertical left. He was handling both verticals. And at that point in time, my dad said, why don't you look after the office and retail vertical? So those were two industries which I didn't know anything about. And like I said, I had to learn to understand and love them. And I genuinely enjoy the businesses now. So did that, expanded to office and retail. And then set up a co-working brand as well in 2019.
What is it called?
It's called Buzzworks because all co-working brands must have works or co in it. So it was called Buzzworks. And
Only in India they add the S everywhere. Even for WeWork, everyone here will just call it WeWorks. It's the most annoying thing.
but my brand has the S incorporated into it, so it doesn't get butchered. And then been doing that, just been growing those portfolios. Recently set up a fund, Cat 2AF fund, again to focus more on prop tech. And in the middle, I think along the way, like you started your restaurant business. I think when I came into the hospitality space, I had not worked. I had done a few internships in Four Seasons Singapore, Leela Palace Bangalore, Ritz-Carlton DC, but I had not like gotten my hands dirty for a while. So I said I'll set up a couple of restaurants. So I set up High Ultra Lounge in Malleshwaram.
I've been there.
Yeah. And that was one of those things where I went to all the restaurateurs in the city, the top 10 guys, and they all said, no, it's too much of a risk. It's too big. It's too far. It's too this. It's too that. So I said, okay, I'm going to do it and make sure it works. I'm going to make sure it's profitable. So I ran it for a couple of years and then handed over the management to the Sheraton, one of our hotels. So so that's how I've grown my portfolio. So office, retail, hospitality. Now might look into a bit of facility management as well because it's very synergistic with what we do in office and retail.
So what is bread and butter today and what is jam?
In the company?
For you?
They're all bread and butter. Jam is probably facility management. But all three verticals are, if I look at the overall portfolio, like 60% of our top line comes from residential and about 35 to 40%, depending on where we are in the cycle, comes from the annuity income portfolio, as we like to call it. So 20% of that is office, another 15% is hospitality, and retail, we have only 3 malls, so about 5% comes from that. And facility management is also growing. I think that's also another 5% we can add to our top line.